So, Wochi describes his channel, says, my channel is now focused around World of Warcraft, No Man's Sky, and Torchlight. Chilled and relaxed, I love to chat with the audience while I run dungeons in WoW, in good company of my wife and my guild members. Oh yeah, no worries, ArcFox. I ask, what's your streaming schedule? 7 days a week, from 6 to 7 p.m. onward. And what's the official time zone on that, Wochi, out of curiosity? What would you like to get out of the review? General pointers on setup, quality of the stream and panels, and in general, anything I can improve. At the moment, it's 4 p.m. Okay. 4 in the afternoon over there. So let me see. If it's 4 p.m. there, so you would go live in roughly 2 hours. 2 to 3 hours from now. So about 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. Pacific time. What particular things do you want looked at or questions do you have? The quality of the content on my stream and what to cover. The sometimes long silences of chat or mine during solo gameplay. Ooh, okay, good. So that's certainly something we're familiar with in terms of like covering on this stream. We'll continue to provide tips on that. Do you have any specific questions? Not really. Really looking what could take me to the next level of streaming. Excellent. All right, shall we dive in? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep notes. I've tried a combination of taking detailed notes and taking no notes at all, and I feel like there's an in-between here. I just want to make sure that I'm capturing everything that I can. So this is where we take a quick look at the page design, the channel design, and see what we can do in terms of the graphics being used and how things are arranged on there. So, Wochi, let's look at this. Check this out. Whoa, I blew something up I shouldn't have. There we go. There we go. I don't know if you've been watching these streams, but this profile banner is exactly the thing that I've called out on other channels. You've done the thing. You've done the thing. Because this banner, a lot of people throw a banner up here, an image, and they don't account for the actual formatting. There's this video carousel that sits up in the center of this banner, and a lot of people, that's where their logo ends up being. But it looks like you've actually designed it to fit well on a standard screen. This is a 1080p screen that you guys are seeing right now, and the window is at max width for that. Obviously, Twitch does this. You dabble with the Photoshop and web design. That's perfect, man. This is good. Yeah. Normally, like if you like take the window and you shrink it, or you even like horizontally scrunch it, you can't really predict where things will always go. But you optimized it for a 1080 screen, which is what most people tend to use. I'm gonna actually take this out of full screen mode, and then I'm gonna take this window and I'm gonna scrunch it because I just want to see what it looks like. We're gonna just this is me demonstrating. But look, overall, and you still have your top and your bottom there. That's pretty cool. This is what I'm talking about. There we go. And then that's when no one's actually gonna do that, but just demonstrating how that you made the thing. So that's perfect. That looks great. I really like your I guess mascot here. Looks really cool. Stands out. This is awesome. Colors are good. You got some purples and blues. Excellent. Looks good. So banner. Excellent formatting. I squish. So let's take a look at the videos up top. I am looking for a trailer. Again, let me explain. There is no trailer. Okay, so that's pretty normal. I'm not gonna ding you for that, but I'm gonna let you know. No trailer. Consider recording a brief description. And if you're not familiar, you've probably seen the little trailer that DJ Wheat made to kind of explain how that works. I think it's probably played when you visited your own channel. But yeah, it should be roughly under a minute. It should be like a minute at the most. Consider recording something. It doesn't have to be too fancy, but something where you are talking to the camera and you say, hey, welcome to WochiTV, where you describe your content, much like what you did in the form. That's actually why I have you guys fill out this form, to make sure that you all are thinking about, you know, what your channel is about and the intent of it and your community. Hey, my name's WochiTV. This is what I'm about. Maybe some really cool clips in between if you like. Talk about what you want to do with your community, and then just give a brief description of your schedule. It's next on the to-do list. Fantastic. Excellent. Profile picture, it's your face. Looks good. Or it looks like some art that uses your face, which is excellent. You can see it better on Twitter. Yeah, you know, and I totally get it, because, you know, I always wonder about the formatting that Twitch decides to use on some of their designs for channels and things like that. I would like the picture to be slightly bigger, but that's me, or at least allow you to click on it and look at it within the site. Let's scroll on down. So recent broadcasts, this tells me that you are streaming regularly. The latest stream is from yesterday, which is perfect. And yeah, you've been streaming regularly. Looks like you are indeed variety. I see 7 different categories: Avengers, The Division 2, Apex Legends, Among Us. We got another Among Us fan, ArcFox. ArcFox loves to watch Among Us streams, I'm sure. No Man's Sky, Torchlight 3, and World of Warcraft. Perfect. And actually, you've narrowed it down now to 3 to not spread too much. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to be said about game choice when it comes to streaming, and with the intent to grow your audience. It's always a balancing act of playing the you know, the right number of games if you're trying to grow a consistent audience that knows what to expect from your content. So I do like to hear that, you know, you've narrowed it down to World of Warcraft, Torchlight 3, No Man's Sky. That is definitely good. People know what to expect. And then of course, kind of, you know, if you want to squeeze in a different game once in a while, there is nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just really understanding that, especially if you have the aim to kind of grow the audience, build your community, and getting more people in there. Occasionally, you know, it's harder to get that discoverability when you are constantly streaming different things, different categories. And so I think that was a good choice. And I think it's just about narrowing it down to the same, you know, either groupings of games, or you know, the same couple games. All right. And then also what I'd like to cover here is you have your your list of suggested streamers. This is something you can set. This is actually kind of tied to your host list, but that said, it looks like you have Chunky Gaming and Bob Duck and Weave, which is an amazing name. Certainly populate that with as many streamers as you like. Only, you know, only the ones you'd prefer to have people see there. You know? And those are the people, and those, you don't have to fill it, but if you do, fill it with folks that you enjoy and that provide value in terms of content to both you and people you think would be great for your community. All right. Suggested streamers. All right. Let's take a look at some of these other sections on the channel. Let's move on to the about. I'm going to read this panel right here. All right. Hello everyone, my name is Wochi. I am a variety streamer with a focus on RPG and MMO games. I also play first and third person shooters, card games, and survival. I live in the UK, happily married to a fantastic woman. I own a tabletop gaming shop and also work as editor for Eurogamer Italy. That's freaking awesome. Wochi, that's cool. I like this about description. I think it's perfect. ArcFox is in tabletop. That's fantastic. The great things about this is, you know, you say a little bit about who you are and what you do. You know, I know you are focusing on RPGs and MMOs, some shooters, card games, etc. Certainly at this point, I wouldn't suggest anything more. Some people talk about when they're live here. If it's short, you can consider doing that. Yeah, ArcFox is a major Warhammer fan, so you're winning over ArcFox for sure. $40K. All right. So excellent descriptions, social links. I'm gonna click these to see that if they're accurate and updated. So right here, Twitter. I don't think that links to the correct Twitter account. Something went wrong. It opens for you. Is Wochinimen the correct? Here, let me refresh. Oh my, look at that. That was weird. But you saw that. That's so strange, right? I don't know what happened. We're good. Excellent then. And then we got a YouTube channel. It looks like you're keeping it updated, although there isn't a lot going on this page either. You may want to consider doing playlists and things like that to kind of fill this out. We could even do a YouTube channel review sometime if you want. But that's good. It looks like you are populating it with your current and up-to-date socials, and I'm just gonna look through this. More content's coming. Good. I know it's a lot, right? And I'm just gonna do a quick scroll through of your Twitter timeline. So this looks good. It's not just going live, so this is excellent. This is varied. Cool. This looks like appropriate use of hashtags and things like that. This is perfect. You run a D&D campaign too. Look at that. One thing that I would let you know, there's a couple thoughts that I have on going live posts on Twitter. One, that shouldn't be the only thing on your profile, which it's not, which is excellent. The other thing I would say is try not to use the same. Try like, you know how it does this card, this preview card of your channel. I'm not saying every time, but I would say occasionally try something different, whether it's an image like a GIF or a meme or something relevant to what you're about to stream. Yeah, engagement on posts is much higher when there's actually an image, and I think people have become kind of numb to this sort of thing, seeing these Twitch preview cards, because they're like, oh well, yeah, I'm gonna keep scrolling, cool. A freshly baked lasagna, whatever it might be. Exactly. Benefits. Hey buddy, I was just talking about you earlier, talking about how I appreciate your input, man, and how I'm thankful for it. So yeah, give it a try. Give it a try. And actually, you know what I've been doing? Sometimes I almost consider these, unless it's for a special event or special stream, sometimes I consider these going live posts almost disposable. And if there's nothing of value that comes from this post, like likes and retweets are wonderful, but if it's not a quoted retweet or you're not getting a lot of responses, I just end up deleting them after the stream to kind of keep my timeline clean. You make wonderful lasagnas being Italian born. That's awesome. There it is. You could be a lasagna streamer. Looks good though. And your branding matches. Your images match. That's awesome. So it looks good. Socials look great. Think about going live posts and what they can do for you. Consider using different images, such as a freshly baked lasagna. All right, panels. Schedule panel will be updated after the recent shift on 3 games only. That is work in progress. Okay, so that's good to know. All right, so looking at this, just like scanning it, panels look great. They're consistent with the theme that you have for your banner and your profile picture. They're all tied together, which is really excellent. I'm glad you do have your schedule right here. That's good. And even a breakdown of streams. This is awesome. So schedule 6 p.m. UK, and obviously this doesn't apply because I know this is a work in progress, but it's really cool that you have these here. The only thing I would say about this is now this is a very rigid schedule. You know, if you end up departing from it, you'll just have to, you know, note that while you start the stream. Just be like, hey guys, I know my schedule says this, but we're gonna do that today, you know. Easy stuff. Information about your WoW guild, your community. Cool. Merch, donations, Twitter, artwork. So this is all cool. And then WoW Armory. Those extensions are really cool. I would recommend moving your community panel to the first slot and keeping your schedule in the second slot. Why is our artwork on top? I'll see it. That's true, but I mean, I know. I feel like if you're gonna put this stuff here, it's kind of odd. It's kind of odd, you know? Let me see. Let me refresh. Start with the strongest things about your channel and the things people want to know. I've talked about this in other reviews. People never look at panels unless they're really looking for something specific, whether it's a link to your Discord or your Twitter or something like that. And actually that leads me to the next question. Do you have a Discord? Yeah, no worries. Yeah, okay. Got it. You do have a Discord, it's not public? Okay, then that's totally fine. Totally fine. I get ya. All right. Let's click on the schedule. So it looks like these are fairly up to date. This is excellent. This looks awesome. Remember to maintain the schedule, but it looks good. I like that. And then you also have the call out here on the panel, which is good too. Excellent. Looks awesome. All right. Let's take a brief look at your videos and then we'll watch a VOD here next. So this is great. We got recent broadcasts, popular clips, all videos, recent highlights and uploads. This looks standard. Just a reminder for you and for anyone else who needs this reminder, you can actually edit the order of these. You can get in here and click and drag the order of these categories as you see fit. So if you feel like clips are stronger, you can move clips to the top. I think typically recent broadcasts is fine where it is the first thing. Also, you can, from here, you can create and add collections. So if you're not familiar with the collections feature, it's essentially a playlist. So if there is content on here that you want to showcase or categorize or just put together, you could create essentially a playlist and post that collection on here if that's something you want. Like I've actually just added all of my stream reviews as a collection on my video page, so people can get to them very quickly if they're browsing my videos. Looks good. Now let's see, do you have a preference on the VOD that I scrubbed through? He says as he drops his phone or knocks it off the desk. All right. Because I see a World of Warcraft stream, a Torchlight stream, a No Man's Sky. Is there a particular one you'd like? Any, really? Okay. Last night was your usual stuff and wow. Okay, cool. Let's get going into the VOD then. All right.
It seems as though PvP scaling is removed. Thank you, Blizzard.
All right. So we went live. Do you normally have a starting screen?
We are live.
Okay. I mean,
And
there's
we are indeed live.
there's nothing wrong with not having a starting screen. Although it is really nice because it kind of punctuates that moment, right? When you're going live and you're getting ready. I actually don't use one for this morning show. I go straight to this scene too. So is actually, I feel like that can be okay. What I do is when I go live, I kind of give it a moment. I let the music play as I settle for a second. You know, I try I try to not let it be so abrupt myself, and then I take a moment, and then I look at the camera, and then I welcome everyone if I can. So you know, I try to address anyone, especially the more relevant that particular tip is when you have people ready to go and in your chat and hanging out and trying to catch your stream right on time as it starts. That is usually the way to handle that, where you say, hey, you know, welcome, and then you even do a quick breakdown of what you're doing for the day, even if it's your usual stream, just like, hey, we got more World of Warcraft today, and then you could even talk about what you're doing briefly. Certainly creating that more welcome atmosphere, trying to get people settled in and ready to like enjoy that stream and get excited about it. So I would say, you know, it's pretty, it's, you know, like I said, starting soon screen, not necessary. It's nice. It punctuates the beginning, but you don't have to have one. This is okay either way. If you do have a starting soon screen, I would recommend a couple things. And if you haven't seen this show yet, I'm gonna be a broken record. No more than 3 minutes. Shoot for a 2 to 3 minute span of starting soon. Make sure that it says something like starting soon. Add a countdown timer so people know when to expect you to go live, and you know, have some music playing or something. Let there be some kind of audio. You know, audio. Other people like to open their streams in other ways. I would say, you know, if you've built up a really good library of clips, you know, maybe create a clip reel or a highlight reel of some kind, and that could be your intro, like a montage. Yeah, exactly. So like as soon as you're ready to go live, the first thing they see is the montage, you know, as a little way to open. It's essentially, the whole point of it is just having something that sets the tone for the stream and caps it off nicely and says, hey, we're starting, come on in, let's hang out, let's do something cool, right? I'm doing something different with my opening, and it's not, I don't think anyone does this, and I'm sure it's really, really weird, but for my game streams, it's a just starting screen. It says, or starting soon, it says, but then it's 2 windows on it. It's got my game that I'm about to play, usually sitting on the menu screen, and then it's got my camera, and it's big enough where they both kind of sit next to each other, and it's not necessarily meant, it's you know, it's not like a just chatting screen per se, but it kind of is. And the intent is when people show up, like I look at the camera, I say hello and welcome, we're about to get started, and then I go about my business of, you know, posting a tweet or checking my sound levels and all of that stuff, making sure everything, like triple checking all that stuff, that all looks good. I do my like 3 to 5 minute ritual for getting going, and then actually it's been working out great because now my community especially knows to expect that when I go live, and they can chat at me as I get going. And then once people start talking, I start paying more attention to chat. I start looking at the camera. I start discussing what we're going to do for the night, and then we jump into the game. So there's so many ways to do it. I think the best recommendation I could say is, you know, find something that starts the stream and sets the tone. Whether it's a starting soon screen, or a montage of clips, or you know, even a camera scene, whatever it might be. And at the very least, if you don't change the format of how you do that, what I would recommend is that you just take a moment and look at the camera and say, hey, welcome to the stream. We are live. We're going to do some cool stuff today, whatever it might be, you know? And people will remember that. People will feel excited. They'll feel engaged, whether or not, you know, even if there's no one in your chat at this moment, people who look at your VOD, that'll be the first thing they see, right? And that's certainly a powerful thing. Going
over my camera because it resetted to 0.71 UI scale instead of being less.
We're gonna listen in
because the new UI basically resetted all the things and stuff.
So your scene composition looks good. It's very simple, which I like. I'm always a fan of it. Yeah, you don't like a cluttered screen. I don't either. So I think this is perfect. I like the camera. Like you got a nice frame around the camera. The camera itself looks great. It looks good. You seem well lit. You have an interesting background, which is awesome. You're framed well in the cam. The graphics that you have, so I see a tip goal. And I see some stats. And then we've got a promotional block in the lower corner. Rotator. Yeah.
I thought the chat was too big.
Yeah. So the rotator for subs and things like that, I highly recommend that for people. It's compact, it's small. You can put it anywhere and it still dispenses proper information. So I like that. Bennyfit says, I've got to get so much better at that. Usually I start up dancing to music and that's fun, but I don't think it's much the warm greeting. Well, you know, if you think, you know, you want to have a warm, I mean, it's really what you think is best fitting for Bennyfits, right? So like that doesn't, I mean, I've seen those openings and I think it's acceptable for Bennyfits as a character and a persona, but certainly you could go either way. You could totally do like, hey, welcome, you know, welcome, I'm Bennyfits. It's whatever, it's however you want to set the tone, but you know, that's totally who Bennyfits is too, is in having fun, doing some dancing to the music. So I wouldn't say you have to change that. I think that totally sets the tone for a Bennyfits stream. I think it's applicable.
Well, I didn't do much of repatch, to be honest. I just spent the entire morning. I can imagine, Choki, don't worry. Spent the whole morning setting up the add-ons.
You're talking to your chat. Is that your alert? Is that your alert? That alert is great. Oh, it's all your alerts? Oh my god, I love it. They're based on WoW. That's perfect. Oh my god, that sound is so iconic. If anyone plays WoW, they know exactly what that is, or Warcraft 3, they know what that is. It's perfect. So let's see. Scene composition looks good, as I mentioned. Level up is the new follow. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. One last note on scene composition. I don't know how you feel about it. And this is not controversial, but it's certainly not standard. But I think it helps. And you could completely ignore me on this, or you can try it out and then stop doing it if you don't like. A lot of people, it depends on what your focus is, right? If your focus is truly on the game and that's what it's about, then you don't have to do this. If the focus is to add value by you as Wochi, like Wochi the person, which most people, I guarantee, are probably what they're following you for and returning for, consider moving your camera, if a UI allows, or you're okay with it, to an upper corner. Or even mid-level. And I think, you know, this is not something typical. This isn't a standard recommendation or thing that everyone does. It's very normal. You have a very... It's to cover chat. I was going to say, it's probably to cover chat. I totally get that. That's excellent. What you could do, if you do decide to move it, is move your rotating block of information on the right, add a backing to it, and put it over chat. Yeah, no worries. But if this works out for you, great. If this works out for you, great. But one thing I've been starting to tell people is consider moving your camera here. Yeah, you could play around, try something new. And if you don't like it, that's fine. You can go back to the way it was, or something up here. Because people will gravitate to that. And let's be honest, that's why people are watching. They're watching, like, the WoW content's great. That's only a component of it. But really, the reason why people follow, usually, are for a couple reasons. Either you're really good at the game and you got skills, or you're really entertaining. Generally, it's easier for viewers to make that connection based on where you sit in the scene. So, again, you know, just a random not a random, but, like, you know, a different perspective. I like the simplicity, though, of your scene composition. Looks great. You know, the graphics for your goal and rotator are in line with the rest of your colors. So it's good. Consider trying the camera higher in your scene composition. Your alerts are fantastic, by the way. It uses, you know, the same thing that's in your banner, this little creature here. Alerts are fantastic. Looks great. Uses WoW sound effects, which are iconic. This is I like that. I like that a lot.
Thank you for the tip, Anonymous. £30. Thank you.
We're just gonna watch a little bit.
And welcome. That's a big tip. Thank you. I wasn't expecting that.
Oh yeah, no, I'll scrub through. Don't worry. We'll get there.
Thank you so much.
Remember to look at the camera when you're talking to chat. It would be, yeah, like, you know, I talk about this from time to time.
Welcome, whoever you are.
I love it. I love how grateful you are there. That's so nice. Genuine, sincere.
To buy a wig, yeah, sure. Clearly, because now, you know.
I love it.
I don't have to shave anymore after that, then.
All right, let's jump forward.
I'll try that again later.
Dude, benefits, no one looks at the camera. No one looks at the camera as much as they should. I can't think of a single streamer that does. The roast of benefits, whatever, man.
Okay.
We all have things we can work on.
47, Dom. Okay.
I'm still working on all my stuff.
Yeah,
good. Something's gonna be weird. Yeah, he's always gonna be weird at the timings. You know that. Diaz is online. Everybody's online. Look.
Pretty much found out new shiny stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do you have
shit they've become?
Do you have voice chat going too? Is that what I hear? You have a friend in here too? Yes, okay. Cool.
So guys in chat, if you would like to see some content done with an Italian orc voice, the donation goal has been updated to buy the new Blue Yeti microphone that changes your voice.
I heard about that microphone.
Either a gnome, a demon, or an orc. Those are the three main, to be honest.
Oh, I got poisons now. Forgot about
Voice
that.
chat,
you
yeah.
have poisons now.
I agree.
All respect, Seb.
Yeah, so actually a word on multiplayer streams and voice chat. I 100% agree with benefits here. Voice chat I think is necessary in multiplayer games too. Now, you can't always do this. It depends on the situation. One, it depends on the people in your group, as well as the composition of it. But what I like to do, if the situation allows, is I like to drop the Discord overlay in the scene, the voice chat overlay. And what that does, and you've probably seen it, it shows the people chatting when their mic is hot and they're talking. You can set it such that it only shows their name when they're talking. And what I would do is I would find a nice place somewhere on the overlay and put that there, especially if you're able to. It's usually dependent on a few things. It depends. It really kind of depends. It's not always going to work, but if it's like a smaller group of people, or a group where that it's really easy to see the list of people. What's nice is there is the option, like I just said, you could set it. You can even set it a couple ways. You could either set it as just a static list of names and they light up as they talk, or you could say, don't show the list, just show the names of the people as they're talking. Yeah, multi-PC systems would complicate it for sure. Definitely. Actually, yeah, I was thinking this with raids that might be difficult. Although if you turn off the list, it might work. If the audio channel is clean in that people talk when they need to, and there's not all everyone in the raid, as long as everyone in the raid's not talking at once, then I mean you could set it such. Actually, let me go over here. I'm trying to remember, is it Stream Kit Discord? This is Discord's own thing here. But what you can do is this going to make me log in on this browser. I'm totally willing to. Here, hold on. Let me hide something. Let me hold on. Let me log in. Oh no, I don't mind. This is part of how this works, right? This is a teaching opportunity. Okay, so I'm all logged in now, I believe. You can see all my fantastic stuff here on Discord. That part's fine. Actually, wait, I just want streamer kit. Why did it kick me here? Now that I'm logged in, yeah. And if I recall, I'm trying to remember specifically where it is. Because is it set up? No. Add bots. There is a specific place where you can pull safety support. Like, I mean, I even need to remember where this is. I set it up a while ago. Resources, stream kit. This is where we are, right? You can actually... Oh, here it is. This is what it is, right here. This is right... Install for OBS. There it is. It was right there. So this is the widget. I keep scrolling past it. I know, right? This is what it is. Voice widget. I know, right? Silly me. You can select a server and the voice channel, and you can show speaking users only if you want, smaller avatars. You can even hide names and it would just show avatar if you feel like that's the best way to do it. You can configure the text to the colors that you want for both the text and the background. So you could tweak this, and then this is a browser source. Once you set it up, it's a browser source. So I could be like, hey, I want to get on Benefit's server. Actually, would it be? There you go. I could be like, let's use my chill and chat voice channel, and it gives you a preview of it. And then you just grab the URL and you use the browser source, and it's all good. Something to consider with multiplayer streams. It's really helpful. It's a readability thing. And again, like I said, it's dependent on what's going on with your voice chat, but often it should work great. And I highly recommend that, because when you sit in a stream and you're watching or listening to the streamer, you're like, cool, but who are all these other people? I don't know who all these other people are. Or I hear 2 or 3 other voices. I don't know who that is, and I guess I just have to figure that out.
Nice.
It's a very little thing, but always helpful when you're playing games with friends or guild members and things like that.
No problem.
And of course, as always, let your group know. They probably already do that you're streaming. Lex124.
Well, you giving me money, Michelle, for doing a whole gnome stream is kind of pointless.
I love the haikus, man. I love Lex. Great dude.
Why not?
We're looking at WochiTV.
I don't think that... Right, so I think that what they did with those voice changers is that they're avoiding to try to replicate accents of other ethnicity to not fall into the stereotype of racism. So the voices they made basically is either low pitch or high pitch. Low pitch being orc, demons, and things like that, and high pitch being the gnomes. So that's why we don't have the Rastafarian troll voice or something like that.
This is great. This is great to listen to your perspective on WoW voices, right? And the racial voices that they have. This is great. This is fascinating. You know, it's great to listen to your perspective on WoW. And in general, what they did with the voices, that was a great moment, actually. That worked out really well. And we're just gonna script through the video, right? And see what we can find.
Foreskin, yes, foreskin. Yeah, keep taking the piss of my English, you know.
I know, right, Benny?
Danny would like a foreskin.
You know, I had a
I don't
buddy
even
send
know
this
what
to
my
me. He surprised me with it.
Watch your stream, you're top.
Top at the moment.
I can't see the number.
But I got this in the mail yesterday.
That sounds like a you problem.
3.4K?
Are we sure that my numbers are not being nerfed? Because I'm pulling 6k, 7k DPS.
That was one of my oldest friends that I used to play WoW with.
Might be doing overall.
He's like, hey dude, I know you don't play, but man, come on.
As a default.
He's like, dude, come play for a little while. I'm like, I'll think about it.
I'm loving this elemental at the moment.
Oh, yeah. Current fight. There we go.
Except all the LUA error.
You met your wife in WoW. That's so awesome, Wochi. That's really cool.
Try enhancement.
No. Not at the moment, no.
At the time, you know, when WoW was new, it just blew my mind, right? That you could just meet so many people and make so many like friends. And I mean, I know this is what people were already doing in things like EverQuest, but it just blew my mind. Like, WoW was one of the first like mainstream ways for this to happen. So many people have met their best friends and significant others and things like that on WoW. That's really cool, Benny Fitz. I didn't know that, man. Let's scrub forward.
So Paladin seems pretty tough.
I'm there watching.
So your audio balance seems pretty good overall after having listened to some of this.
We need to summon Malibu, yeah.
Your
End
mix
of
sounds
cooldown
good.
now spits out 2 to 3 imps, and a talent scales your Shadow Ball to increase damage for the amount of demons that are out. From the chat.
Yeah, no, it shows, Wochi. That's excellent. Thank you for doing that. That's one of the details that not a lot of people do or pay attention
Let's all
to.
get in. Let's do this Temple of Syphilis.
The things you
Plus
don't
the
know
patch
about
can
me could
now
fill a
interrupt
Oh, dude, I know that.
raid and
I
dungeon
know
bosses
that.
with Smash.
You're
Really?
a mystery. You're a mystery.
Wow. We are
Voice
all in.
chat.
Kicked. The key is yours.
Voice chat. Consider using Discord stream
So yeah, I tried this
overlay
morning the ray tracing RTX.
for voice
I
chat.
moved from 100 frames per second to 43, and then I disabled it instantly. Fuck this shit, I'm out. We're 3080, so that's bad. That's really bad.
Oh,
Sound mix seems balanced
let's get the LUA open.
between game and voice chat
Yeah,
and
my
mic.
LUA keeps opening. Yep.
Between game, voice, chat, and mic. I'm a riddle wrapped in an enigma, deep fried and served with your choice of few sides.
Yeah. And Lua. I don't know. What
Lex, it's true. People fail at Discord levels, man. That's one of the first things I try to fix when I'm in a voice chat. It's kind of a weird little game that I like to play, admittedly. The Discord voice chat balance mini game that Amor plays every time he joins an Among Us game or something. Yeah, when you have a party of 30, that's important. Lex, you are so right. I could imagine that. That's funny. Yeah, you must do it with a party of 30.
No, I have different
So
add-ons, so I don't
one thing I would consider, and then voice chat kind of throws a slight monkey wrench in it, but you can still work with it. I don't see any closed caption options. This is an accessibility thing, and I've actually forgotten to mention this on a few of these stream reviews that I've done, but I've gone back and added it to their feedback. Is closed caption options. Highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. There's some amazing extensions out there through Twitch extensions that work great. There's also, if you use OBS, There's some fantastic OBS options. I use one, as you can see right now, if you pull it up on the closed captioning, I use an OBS plugin that actually uses the closed captioning system of the video player that Twitch uses, which means that this VOD will have the closed captioning as well. Used to use on Mixer, the Pixel Chat one. Yeah, there are a lot of on-screen ones that work really great through Twitch extensions. There's also some just solutions that aren't tied to Twitch directly, but essentially do the same thing. I like the OBS one, but as an accessibility thing, I think more and more people are becoming aware of this. But you know, you want to help those out who are either unable to hear, or there's a lot of people who like to watch with low volume. And so I didn't realize it, but my closed captioning was broken in the last, I think, two streams because of some shenanigans with updating. But now it's fixed and now it works. So consider that. I have some really good ones out there that I've tried and used. There's some really good solutions. So
which one is a weak core that is not working as intended, and it keeps popping for the Earth Elemental.
Where are you?
if you use it though, make sure that it's also monitoring your voice chat if you're wanting to add that sort of thing. At the very least, as long as it's catching you, that's probably the most important.
Says to me that I'm streaming for 2 hours 37 minutes, so well. Is Twitch having a fit? I got another.
Okay.
All right, so standard raid stuff from what I can tell. That sweet raid content, or dungeon content.
I don't know what that one is.
You don't know which one it is, this one?
No. But it's very, very cool looking.
It's only invincible.
Are we looking at mounts?
Where does that come from?
Lich King?
Okay. Okay, so that's the one everybody's talking about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Alright. It's very, very
And the cool thing is that I have a wonderful wife, because it dropped for her that night and she traded it to me.
Your wife.
Oh.
Bless your wife.
I did 18 ICT runs at the weekend.
I like your little Volpera. What's wrong with it?
It's so tiny.
That's alright. There's nothing wrong with
That's good if you ever do PvP, they can't see you.
But I don't.
And then also, if
So overall, I mean, this seems solid. I think really, you know, I know it's hard when you're fighting bosses and things like that, but overall, your talking is great. Yeah, you like when people chat at each other as well. I'm looking for more examples of you engaging your chat, but I've been having a hard time finding that. I mean, at the very beginning you did.
Because potions don't really get the benefit of the new crafting old stuff with new affixes, because it's just potions.
For the new relics, not the relics, the
Oh, I gotcha.
legendary thing though they're not needed for that.
But the alchemy never made anything legendary.
Yeah.
Game.
I've not. I've not.
Oh, I see. Launch a Torchlight 3.
So, but I think I'm gonna die.
I see. I mean, overall, this is. I think this is excellent.
A lot of fucking mobs.
Liam's gonna go and analyze that.
Yeah, the text
Reading
chat.
logs.
It gets spammed by Pretzel. You can turn that off. So what you could do is you could turn off the pretzel updates if you don't like the spamming. Oh, that's right. I heard that. That's right. You know, there are other options. There are a lot of playlists out on Spotify that people put out. I know you have to do more vetting to do that. That's right. I don't use pretzel, so... Yeah, no, that's true. You know who Harris Heller is? Are you familiar with Harris Heller? Harris Heller does stream beats. He has playlists on YouTube as well. He has playlists on various places. Yeah, the one I use, that's what I use. I use stream beats. I don't know if he's on Pretzel. Okay, good. On your VOD, got it. I was gonna say, yeah, I mean, the Pretzel Pop Sky as well. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't like these either. This is why I don't use Pretzel. I forgot. I just stopped. Like, I tried it out and it just wasn't for me. It wasn't because of the spam, but this is certainly... Pop Sky's a very good dude. Yeah, there are ways, and I believe Stream Beats, Harris Heller will let you download all that stuff too to your hard drive, so you don't have to stream it. Okay, good.
It's because the RTX changes the voice.
Yeah, it's really fine if you have a lot of chat going on, but when you don't have chat, it's spammy. So we touched on this yesterday. If you have gold, you can download MP3s. I see. We talked about chat, like we talked about slow chat yesterday, and I think this is going to be a recurring theme. Let me start by all the things that you're doing right. It sounds like you are at least not fighting dead air. You certainly feel that very well between what's going on in voice chat as well as what you're saying. So you do a good job of filling that silence. The only time that I saw you having a bit of an issue was during a boss fight, which is hard because it's a boss fight and you're focused. But generally speaking, it seems like you're talking, you're chatting. So I think you're doing okay there. If you're feeling lost when it comes to like, how do I engage my chat or provide more direct, ways for them to engage me, and how can I engage them? Yeah, chat knows. Yeah, that's fine. That's totally fine. They know if you're in a fight. Is continuing to, make commentary that they can respond and engage to. So far, early on in the stream, to talk about the Blue Yeti mics and talking about like the voice changer built into their new Blue Yeti X, like that was excellent, and that gives chat something to think about and maybe respond to. You can always use my method to keep yourself talking. Benefit, what's that? Benefits has used a tip of narrating what you're doing out loud, but you install a hammer on a spring under your desk every 2 minutes, it falls onto his toe. You'll say colorful things. But yeah, I mean, it's continuing to find those topics that that they're willing to engage in, and your chat best. But a lot of the things my chat likes to respond to are stories. I tell stories about whatever, usually about the weirdest things that has happened to me recently. I like to just tell stories about my interactions with people. apparently I have awkward interactions with people often, so I like to tell those stories. I also talk about kind of, it's topical, and I don't think people, it depends on where their state of mind is, but sometimes I do talk about, where the world is right now with the pandemic, but I try to keep it light. I joke about how I never knew, like, I joke about how my commute to work is literally, down the hallway, stuff like that. Just understanding the things that your chat will respond to and having those kind of ready to discuss. But it seems like you don't have too many problems talking. I think you're doing great overall. I'm going to just jump towards the end of your stream. Do you have any questions about that? Good. I think overall, trying to fill that space is good. I'm going to fill out some of this stuff on the form shortly. And I will go back and double check all these notes before I post them for you. The quality and the content of your stream just seems, like, I know you're concerned about the silence. I would say, it's tough during boss fights, but it sounds like you're still trying to be aware of that. You're still trying to be present while focusing on the game, and that's a tough thing. Yeah, don't overthink silence. I think if there's a reason, like, I know I've been talking about dead air, right? I've been talking about dead air on these reviews, but don't overthink it. If there is a reason that you have to focus and you are clear as to why, which it sounds like you are, people understand that. It's a fine line. There's some balance there. So I think the times where silence isn't really applicable, like the times where you need to be worried about dead air, is if nothing's happening on stream and you're just ignoring chat. You know what I mean? That is when you should be concerned. But if there's a boss fight happening or something that requires your thoughts for a moment, that's also okay. I think because this is a stream where you're doing dungeon content, there will be times where you are focusing, and if you need that, you need that. I think what it is being clear. It's being clear about it. I've certainly trained myself, even during times that I'm concentrating. I still make a lot of noises, which is weird, but I make a lot of noises. I make a lot of reactionary noises, like, oh no, why, oh god. But like, that's just who I am, and that helps me fill it. But obviously it's nothing of importance that I do during those times. So I think overall you're in a good place. I think just continue to talk to your chat, and it seems like you are.
Well, it's midnight, so I probably should be stopping.
I'm about to say, yeah, it's
I saw the time right now. And I've been streaming for 6 hours and 34 minutes, so yeah. Just a little bit. Let's see who's online.
Okay, so this is the end of your stream.
Waiting there.
Oh, it's Aiden. Fucking hell.
I'm just trying to see how you end it. Yeah, you're looking for raid targets. Yep. I'm giving it a second.
Why are they so different to that one?
Right, so...
I've got one quest. The war campaign.
Let's see who to raid.
You do look too much to your right. Again, I mean that goes hand in hand with the like
He's on his own. Yeah.
hopefully over time you develop the habit of just looking up at the webcam when you're able to. And it is a
Told
bit
him to
silent
come
here. Like you said, this is a bit silent. You're trying to find a raid target. Hold on. Okay, it's almost done.
Let's send the raid to Hornets.
That's what I
Cool Eagle, what's up, man? Thank you for the Twitch
Bye, guys.
Prime
Tomorrow
sub.
is gonna be Torchlight, so I'll see you tomorrow.
Not chunky, though. It is.
Did you find?
Yes, it is.
It sounds like you found a raid
Oh.
target.
You okay?
All right, there it is. So, what I would do, I might have missed it, but what I would do here is, how did you close it out? I'm trying to remember if there was anything specific. There is no closing. Well, it's less about closing titles and more about like actually, at the end. So this is like the opening that I mentioned earlier, right? So when you open the stream up, yeah. So my recommendations on the opening was the same thing, was taking a moment and actually saying, "Hey chat, welcome to the stream. Here's what we're doing today. Are you ready? Are you ready for some sweet dungeon runs?" Whatever it might be, right? The closing is the same thing. So like the opening prepares your stream for anyone who started or anyone who's watching your VOD to what's going to happen at the end. It's kind of the same thing. And the end is a really good place to have and to use your opportunity. Yeah, you must have been tired. Yeah, for sure. Excuse me. But I get it too. I have late night streams. My streams go from like 11 p.m. to like 2 in the morning. So I get it. But what I would recommend at the very end, it doesn't have to be long. It really doesn't have to be long. But hey, thank you very much for joining me today. It's been really fun playing WoW. We'll be doing this again tomorrow or whatever, whatever's next, right? So like I'm going to be live, and then whatever day it's going to be, hey, we're going to be doing this. If you have any closing announcements, that's always good. If you want to, at that point, promote, either having them follow your channel if they're new, or promote, your Twitter or something like that. Those are always good things to mention, but really just a way to close it down. My closing is usually, hey, thanks for hanging out with me tonight. It's been my pleasure to play Hades with you. We'll be back tomorrow. Our next scheduled stream is at 8 in the morning where I do stream reviews. Please join me for that. Otherwise, the next Hades stream will be on Friday night, whatever it might be. And then I think my last time I talked about, other stuff that's going on the stream. So just keep that in mind, closing it down. It doesn't have to be long, but kind of capping it off and saying, hey, thanks for coming, using your that moment to also, talk about the raid. Hey, we're going to raid so-and-so. And if you know anyone about like anything about that raid, you could, or your raid target, you can say, this is someone I know, or you could say, hey, this is someone I don't know, but let's find out who they are, etc., etc., etc. No, I think that's really, really important. I think it's really important. So, you want to start and end your stream with something strong, and it also reinforces that engagement, right? Because at that point, generally, when you say, "Hey, thank you for coming," or "This is what we're doing next time," or who's here, who is this person that we're gonna raid, like etc. Those things are openings for your chat to respond, where they could say, "Oh yeah, great stream," or "Thanks for streaming," or they'll say something like, "Oh cool, I should follow your Twitter," or whatever it might be. So I think those are really, really important things to remember. I just realized how long I went on this review, and I apologize that it's gone so long, which means I may not have time for you, the Cool Eagle, for today. I want to give you the full treatment, but I may not have time to. So what we'll do is we're going to push the Cool Eagle. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I'm learning about how much time these can take, and I'm finding they could be anywhere between about 50 minutes to, in this case, like an hour and 10 or hour and 15. So maybe in the future I will either try I'm trying to figure out what's a good balance for this. Thank you for your understanding, but you are next, Cool Eagle. We'll do yours tomorrow. How about we do yours tomorrow? And we take this time and we answer questions. Does anyone have any other questions or comments or thoughts on what we learned today in Wochi's channel? Guys, give Wochi a follow, give Cool Eagle a follow. They're actually, I'm using an extension where if you are on PC, you could just mouse over my video and hit follow on those people. Otherwise, we'll do the good old-fashioned shout out. We'll do Cool Eagle tomorrow. You're swamped with work. Okay, we'll do yours tomorrow at 8 a.m. Pacific. For sure. Any other questions or thoughts? Or things like that? You're very welcome, Wochi.